trials of hell.
What's going on, everybody? What is going on? And today, gonna be looking at those three main memes: Ted, Game Plan, and Mad, and gonna be checking them out because here's the thing. We wanna talk about them today. Let you know about them on in the X ecosystem, and just kind of get ready for the bull run. But before we get started, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. That helps the channel grow. We're live on the X Spaces. We're also live on Game Planning Spaces. And then we're also live on the YouTube. And now, here's the thing: when it comes to these three memes, when we talk about these memes, it's a grind and it's a lot of work. And to get these things going, because the biggest thing is with memes, and I'm learning now, is that anything can spark it. We saw where Crypto Gains talked about his $1 million portfolio and let everybody know that he's including Ted in that. And he has a huge following, a huge group, and he's saying something just based upon just the bull run. And when we talk about bull run, a lot of people say, well, what is the bull run? The bull run is kind of basically where all coins just begin to run. It's just coins that have been lying dormant for a while. They just begin to run. But now there is another sector in the meme industry that I've learned, and a lot of people have started learning, is that memes also bring out different type of groups. And here's what I'm saying, and this is what I want you to check this out, which this is the battle with the memes. You have memes that kind of rock, basically people, memes that bump heads, people that in this group one time fell out with this group, and now they're doing this, and so it comes down to really adults. And as we know, sometimes when adults start bumping heads, or they don't like, or they don't feel like, they don't like way things are going, a lot of times instead of moving on and going about their business, they tend to hang around and just try their best to hide behind the picture and cause a lot of fun and drama because they're angry, they're upset. I mean, it just happens a little bit. But the thing about it, I've learned now with memes is, you can talk about it to the internet, but it's also good. Like, and I see where Jerry Banter made a thing. It's also good to move it in with people that you can see physically. It's a whole different atmosphere. It's a whole different perception. It's a whole different ability to talk to people because now you're talking to people face to face. And one of the good things about, and I'm going to start with Game Plan before I look at it, is that we're sitting down talking with people face to face. So in our groups, we not only talk about just what are we planning to do, but I talk about like, hey, we got a group of people out here that do this. They were here and they do this and they keep. So it's easy to make stronger moves later. Sometimes, with the memes, you have to kind of wait till instead of shaking out, like, getting people to move on. And some people won't move on. They're just going to hang around. But it's so different working with people on a meme, sitting down at the table, like a physical table, and understanding what we're doing in our community here versus, online. And by doing that, I'm going to show you something where you can also see along with me here. And let me see if I can get to it, because I want you to pay close attention to this and you'll see what I am showing you. All right, let's go to Game Plan first. Okay, now, when you go to Game Plan and you look at the top holders here, none of those wallets have changed. And they're all stay there. 149, 64, 55, 40, all of them have changed. None of them have changed. They're all there. The beautiful thing about that is those along with me have a different type of plan for game plan. We're and this is not only just me. This is like people who live here that's from other countries, like um, Ghana. We got one guy, he's from India, and all these people are in, and they have their own groups. And we talk about the burns. We talk about when we're going to buy. We talk about waiting. Like for instance, a coin that's been out a few days, 82 buyer holders, and then you get some few people hit the red flag, and they're like, yeah, people ain't gonna buy, but our mission is completely different. And so with our mission being completely different, we're moving differently. And so we're talking to kids, actually face to face with this. And we're explaining to them. We even explaining to them about what FUD is and why do adults cause FUD. And this is something that's very unique, which I've thought. So now when I sit down and talk to them, I say, there are adults out there that's upset that we're starting a meme and they're just want to see it fail. And so I don't even know them face to face. I just know them through an internet picture, and they do stuff that just hope it fails. And the kids are like, well, why would they do that? I said, that's adults. And so all this stuff we talk about, all this stuff we get it, involved with it, but we also talk to them about the positive part of this. And the positive part with game plan is we talk to them about being able to invest, see a coin grow. We're teaching them about crypto. We're teaching them the volatility in crypto. We're teaching them the volatility in meme. We're teaching them how to start memes. We're teaching them how to launch memes. We're teaching them as a group of individuals how they can form their own group. We're preaching to them about the power of uniting together as a group before you go, like your group, like you become your strong group. And so it's getting stronger in a physical aspect. And so not the dependability upon people you can't see, but the dependability of people around you that you can see, that you can interact with. And it's so many people in there. And so, we haven't released any buy orders or anything like that, because I knew in the beginning that we were going to have a few people in there that just wanted to buy and dump. And so my thing was, and I told the people that did buy, we're just going to hold, let them, do what they're going to do. And then we're just going to continuously buy, when they sell, buy, then make them regret it. That's it. But then help our community there. And so, we're going to have more burns randomly. We're not going to say like we burned 51 million yesterday. So it's going to be more burns. So there is a plan with game plan, because the motive behind game plan is pure and it's for that. So, with that being said, game plan will succeed. It's a process, but it's not a process like normally what we've done. Now I'm going to keep talking about it because there are some great people out here, and great people in the YouTube sector that like what we're doing, and they say, hey man, however I can help, let me know. And so that's what's going on. So those of you who are very supportive of that, continue to support and continue to move forward, and things are going to be okay. So I wanted to show you that on game plan. Right now, the market cap is at 110K. There was some sell-offs, and I can show you. And some of it's bots, and you can look at it right here, because they also have the snipers on there. You got snipers, it lists that. So you can kind of see how the snipers have been. And a lot of times those little sells and buys hurt it, but it's like $1. You saw somebody at $313. They bought 155.42, 527, 313, $931, $4,000, 1553. So a lot of times when people think, oh my God, they're selling, these are like snipers sold all 2,286. 1 minute ago they bought. So these people have like bots and stuff connected to the meme coin that, it's like buy sell orders. When it reaches this high, they sell. When it reaches that low, and things like that. So, you see where some people took a loss, they bet on it high and low. You can see that. So all of it's not dumping. A lot of it is bots, and bots do affect the price. And that, you hate that, but that's just, what happens with it right there. But we're going to continue to keep pumping game plan and, keep it rocking there. And the thing about it is, if you're invested in one of the three, you gotta invite people to it. Like, that's one of the things we tell the kids, once you invest, you got to invite people. Like, we tell them, you got to work for your bag to increase it. So is it like one of those ladder kind of things, but the thing with memes is a part of a mission. It's a part of a group. And here's the thing, the group has to actually believe in what they're doing, and they got to have some type of vision for it. They got to be able to put some kind of muscle behind it. Most time the people online, if they're not sharing in the Telegram group, if they're not, getting on their X page, getting in spaces, talking about it. I mean, I literally, like, they're getting in the X spaces. If they're not doing that, then the online community is really dead. Some people just buying to sit back and say, well, I cross my fingers and hope it goes up. It just doesn't work like that. Like, you have to be very engaged with a meme you buy. So if you buy the meme, you got to be engaged in it. You got to try to get other people to buy it. And then you got to, and you got to explain to them why they're buying it. Like, why would you even buy this meme? Like, what's the purpose behind it? How is it going to increase my money? How am I going to make money? That's it. So now, when I talk about game plan, the thing about game plan is that, we're burning. We're tying it into our local area more so, talking about them. But before they buy, we want to, and I want to actually secure more of the supply to be able to burn. But the more supply you secure, the better leverage you have on controlling the token and doing more with it. So I do want to cure more of game plan. I own some significant amount now. Right now, it's not much on Raydium. It's only about 40 million. It's 700 some million, was 800 some million before. Now it's down to 700 some million. So we are burning. We're getting it down. It's crazy. Every time I look at that burn, it's like you're burning $5,000. I'm like, yeah, but it's really not five. But you're burning it, but it increases it. And so the thing about why I don't want to get online and tell people when I'm burning, because they're just going to buy and then sell. So it's just a reward for those who are holding and help our local area with those in game plan. So youth sports and things like that. So that's what we got going with game plan there. Now, let's jump over to Ted, see what Ted is doing. Ted, I think the thing with Ted now, I think Ted is just one of those tokens right now. This is going to be around, and one day you're going to wake up and you're going to be like, God, dog, I sold my Ted. I was one of those haters, and look where it's at now. That's what I think is going to happen with Ted. I think Ted is very commercial. It is not majority owned by one person. It is owned by a community. If I could do Ted all over again, I would have bought 90% of Ted. If I could do Ted over again, I would have bought 90% of Ted and owned almost all of it because it's a great coin. But it's just right now you have, we got 1,028 holders. But the thing about our holders, we got a lot of people that's balanced, like they hold significant amount. So it's like you got you got some heavy holders there. But the thing about it is they've been holding for a while. But I think Ted, one time, I was hoping that, a lot of the people would sell where I could just buy up the infinite amount supply, because Ted is a great coin and it's been around and still here. And I think this, the majority ownership is, you're going to benefit from it. Right now, it's about 14% on Raydium. I think with Ted, you're going to have to I would, so much I learned in that one. Like I never would have burned 90 million. And I just would have bought up 90% of the token and owned it almost the whole thing. If I, like I said, if I could do it all over. But it's there, it's strong, it's been around, and it went all the way down to 48,000. Then somebody said, Crypto Game said something that went up to 200 some thousand. Now it's back at 174. Actually, Ted has always been holding around at 500,000. And so a lot of people sold, and then some people bought back. But also you got a lot of people that like try to FUD Ted because they sold their Ted. They bought it at 2 million. And that was probably close to around the highest 2-3 million, because it was going crazy, but it lay dormant for a while. And then so once it dropped to 5, they lost money, and then they held, and then of course it goes through the dormant period, and then people sell, and then it spikes back. And so I'm looking, once I see that major dip, I'm kind of positioning myself to accumulate as much as I can of TED to own it, and become the majority owner again. But I know a lot of people still hold it. Some people hold it with good intentions. Some people hold it with bad intentions. And so that's the thing. But TED is a coin that's going to be in this. I mean, it's going to spike. And the thing about it, we had a lot of YouTubers talking about it. And then it kind of fell off a little bit. Then they started talking. And so it's kind of like the wave with YouTubers when it comes to tokens. They kind of follow the wave. So, once you start talking and it starts popping and the community starts going, the coin starts going. The biggest thing with meme coins, what I see is people FUD their own money. And when I say they FUD their own money, it goes down a little bit and they become sporadic investors. Look, it's meme coins, and it's like a stock market. It's going to go up and go down, but a lot of people can't handle that down period. It's like they either invest too much, and then when they lose it, they literally lose it. Like they're betting their checks, their life savings. You got to stop doing that. And then some people just not even investing in it, just come in your community and FUD it. And some people kind of get hood and whack, and then they kind of jump on the bandwagon. And so a lot of times people want your Telegram to be open, but what I've learned is sometimes people just don't need a voice in your vision. Like they really do not need a voice in your vision. They, and the reason I say that is because they do more damage. And so with meme coins, it has to be people that's in your corner. If they're in your corner, they're in your corner through good, through bad, through it all. And it's hard to kind of get those people if you've never met them face to face. It is so different working with people face to face. Because like we were sitting in the room, we were talking about game plan, it dropped, everybody was like, that's good. It dropped more, we're gonna buy more, we're gonna accumulate. That's how they talk. When you sit and talking to other people online, they're panicking. Like, what are we gonna do? What are we gonna do? Because they can't see, they don't know who you are, they don't even know you as an individual person. So then they go to the next best thing, which is just funding the whole project. So the best thing, that's why a lot of times I have, I cut off the messages. You get people posting those things. And so it's just better building with a actual physical community. I would love to build with face-to-face individuals online, but you just don't know them like that. You just don't. So that's a process. But Ted, I mean, like I said, one day we're gonna wake up and people are gonna look around. They're just gonna be like, "Dang, man," you know. And then a lot of people when they did run, they still butt hurt, so they're gonna talk trash. But it's here, man. It's gonna still be here. So I try to buy every dip. Every dip with Ted, I try to buy, I try to accumulate more, and get myself in a majority holding ownership there. Okay. All right. So you kind of know about game plan. You kind of know about Ted. I think Ted is just one of those sleeping giants. Game plan is a sleeping giant, but it's a sleeping giant with more hands behind it. And there's an understanding more than just the price with game plan. Like there is more behind game plan than what the eyes can see. So, right now I'm not really worried about the market cap, as we speak, because there's more behind it than what people can imagine and know. Now, let's go to the third one, and that's MAD. Now, when you look at MAD, I will address that a little later, to protect it, because we do have to do a lot on that, and I'll give you some things that I think that people who have the good intentions with it can do, because the thing is, with anything you're gonna have, it's a book I read called Heroes and Villains. Villains are anybody that doesn't benefit you. That's what they call the villain. The heroes are everybody that benefits you. Some people, and so with the meme coins, when you first start, everybody's like, yay, we all with you. We're with you 100%. When things, when people sell, things go down, then you start seeing people start really shaking, and then you start seeing what starts happening. And a lot of times, there's so much I learned with the memes that people are like, hey man, let me come in, let me do this, let me do that, let me do this. But the thing about it is you just don't know those people. You just know the voice and you know a picture. And so that's the thing. But what it really has to happen with memes is everybody kind of has to take accountability in their area. They have to take accountability where they're at to almost like grow it to help their money grow. And so when you're able to buy these prices, the only thing how I can help as a dev is when I own like 98% of the token. So it's like if you own 90% of the token and you're holding it, when people sell, of course, it's going to go down a little bit, but the floor, the base, and all that, you can actually hold it and you can keep things intact. Now, let me show you why. Look at this coin right here, and it has the capability of running to 500K, and they run this coin 500K with 2 people. And so I'm gonna show you MAD. MAD here, it's 108. It's not a lot of people that own MAD. I know that, because MAD has been around now for 2 months. It's sitting at 302,000 with a 56,000 liquidity in it. And I guarantee you, I know there are only about 3 to 4 people that own MAD. I know that for sure. And so that's why it's been able to hold, because everybody understands the mission of what we want to do. It doesn't matter. It holds no matter what. And so you can kind of see that we got 108 holders. Liquidity has all been burned. And we've been able to hold it there the whole time. And let me show you the chart. This is why I'm telling you the power of having people on the same page. Look at the chart. Now, the chart here, what we were actually doing is we started here, and every time we had somebody sell, we bought it. Like we were just basically becoming exit liquidity for people, but we bought it up. Like we invested money and bought it and kept buying and kept buying and kept buying. Every time they sold, I don't care, whatever they sold, we bought it back. Whatever they sold, we bought it back. And we did that with a few people. And so it became a strong coin. And so now anytime we decide, because we haven't talked to anybody about it, and I've been working with them for a while, but now it's down to like 3 people. And the thing is with MAD has become a stronger coin because of that. Telegram group. We don't have a lot of fudders in it. We turn it off. Twitter page, we put stuff out when we get ready to, because we're positioning that for a bull run and also making it a steady coin. That's what happens when you have full control of your coin. When you don't have full control of your coin, a lot of times people get in there and they talk about dumping. Those people really have no clue. I mean, I hate to call them idiots, but they have no clue what they're talking about, because they don't understand that when you have people that own, each person owns like 4, 5, 10, 6, 7%, and you have like 20 people that own that much. What happens is you think you have one developer, but in essence, you got 20 developers on one meme coin. And some of the developers are not even talking to the team. They're just holding that much. And whenever they decide to pull it, they just pull it and the price drops. That's not good for any meme coin. Now, when you talk about meme coins that where you have a dev that owns like 90-some%, like Brett, they found out that guy owns like 98%. One time people were disgruntled, but they don't have a clue. You have to own it. You have to own the coin to be able to stand on it. Now, and so that's the thing with that. And so we have plans with each one, and those plans are basically we're going to grow each community. But MAD is more of a steady growth position for the bull run. Game plan is more of a local aspect of it. If somebody wants to be a part of it, that's great. They can help in the area. They can help by promoting in the Telegram group, getting people to invest in. But I'm pushing that more within my community, the local area. TED is just one that I'm invested in, just like you. But the thing about TED has the ability to run because there are a lot of people invested in TED too. TED has a lot of holders in TED. Unlike Game Plan and MAD, they don't have as many holders. And so TED is one that, when people sell, I try to buy more, because I just know TED has become more commercial. TED has become more kind of balanced out. When you talk about decentralized, that one's really decentralized. Like it's still a majority of it on Raydium, but you can see the holders, but it's balanced out. So, it's really balanced out. But Game Plan and those, they're more controlled. MAD is more controlled. And so we kind of understand that on that end. So I definitely want to talk to y'all today, kind of share those coins with you. And my thing is, I feel more comfortable bringing coins to you that I have full control over. And I tell you why. Because I know I've learned that people motive sometimes, they just want to buy the coin and sell it so I can get on here and say, oh man, they went down. You know what I mean? But when you own the majority of it, it run. And let me show you how powerful Game Plan is. This is why it's not that much to buy. Game Plan, because everybody was trying to buy it. Now, if some of the people were a little bit smarter than what they would have realized, when they bought it, Game Plan went to 800 million, right? And some of them sold. They could have had a coin that could have literally reached multi-millions in one night. But some of them were more so like, I'm just going to buy the dump so, I can get crypto X. They didn't see the bigger picture. And the bigger picture was like this. You saw a coin go to 800 million in a matter of minutes. Brett, that's kind of like Andy. That's getting close to Brett. Excuse me, I take that back. 800,000. Sorry about that. 800,000. So it went to in minutes now. Minutes. Imagine if those who did could have held what they really would have benefited from it. Because not only that, while they were holding, I just burned 51 million. I knew there wasn't much left in the supply. Right now, there are only 40 million left on um, on radium. It's only 40 million. See what I'm saying? So their mindset wasn't in tune with that. They were thinking more like this kind of mindset. If they had a bigger mindset, they would have saw something and they would have understood it. But that's why we're dealing with others. But what it did do, it showed the people who I sit in the room with what it can do and how to do it. And that was the beautiful thing about it. So now they had a chance to see. So that's what I'm trying to tell you right now. So it's a great coin. They missed it. They didn't get it. They really missed it. And some of them, they just missed it. They really missed the ball on that one. And they may be sitting back kicking themselves, but they missed the big one on that one. And so now we're gonna work on it, but it's more local. And so the thing about it is I know from your perspective, you got the right mindset. You want to be a part of it. Here's what you can do. You get in, you get in the group and, you invested in it. You're holding it. You know what's going on behind the scene. I won't put a lot of that on here, of things we do there, because I don't want to affect it and I don't want to affect the kids at all. But you will see the benefits of it and sharing things we put out on Twitter, sharing when we do stuff with the kids and they got the game playing shirts on, share that stuff. Let people know about it. That's the thing you can do to help. Get in spaces, talk about it, talk about the mission. That's what you can do. And so that helps grow your money. And then when we do burn your holding, then you start seeing it. I know you see a significant amount, but so many people missed the boat on game plan in the beginning. And some of them were adults that were basically just, I hope I can mess the coin up, which is crazy, but that was their goal. I hope I can mess the coin up. But still holding, and I'm trying to accumulate more. I'm trying to have more burns, but it's something that's in the work. And again, it's a 2-day process, so it's not like game plan's a marathon. Mad marathon. Ted can run at any given moment. So we're definitely talking about that. Crypto right now is not booming like we want it. Well, I know we're all waiting for the bull run. We're still waiting on that. I think a lot of that stuff is going to come maybe after the election. We're still waiting on the election, see who's going to win the new presidency. Got my fingers crossed. I try to stay out of political things on YouTube, but I hope we vote the right person in. They can help us, make money, help the country grow, and all of that. Those of you, the Fly, I know you've been here, and Picky Coin. Let's see. Yep, it went to 800 million, or it went to 800K. It went to 800K. 800 million, now almost $1 billion. Well, that would have been something, but it did go to 800K. And it went there super fast. And the reason it went there super fast because I was holding a lot and I didn't sell. And I still hold a lot. And that's what made it go, because people were trying to buy it in a frenzy. And it was like even the API went out, but they missed the boat on it. They really missed the boat. They sold, some of them may have made 5, 15, but they probably could have made a whole lot more than what they sold for. But that's the ins and outs of it, So, but we're going to get this thing rolling. We're going to keep it going. Thank y'all for joining me today. We got a lot of people here on Spaces. I don't know how many people got on YouTube, but we do have a lot on Spaces. We're on both sides, different ones. Sometimes I get, some trolls on the Spaces. We get some trolls on YouTube. They're trolls, man. They're trolls. My thing is, I don't really worry about the trolls because, it's different face to face, so it's different face to face. Yeah. All right, people. I'm out. But I want to thank y'all for joining me today. It's been real. I just wanted to drop in, let you know what's going on. Still pumping it. We do have some new I guess what you call it, cartoons or something. We got a graphic designer that's doing a lot of the graphic arts and stuff. So they just and it's a kid, man. It's a kid. Boom. That's what I'm trying to tell you. It's a kid. And they dropped some new animation, should I call it? Animation and stuff. So they dropped a little animation right there. And so we're gonna put that out and get that rolling. So they got a lot of stuff. You see the come up on the stickers and all that. Youngsters, man. So their mindset when it comes to game plan, they're really like they're really working it. So a lot of that stuff is just kids, man. Just want to see it grow, and I love it, man. I love it. I tell them don't be like the adults. Don't be petty. We got a bunch of them, man, soft and petty. But y'all are in there, hang in there. We're gonna get this thing rolling, and we're gonna do what we gotta do, man. All right. So that's it for the day, man. That's it. Stay long, but we're gonna roll out. So, like I always tell you, man, you never learn how to swim without jumping in, and you never climb a mountain without stumbling. It's the X-Man. I'm out.
Let it step into the X, can you feel me? $1 million dream.